Seth Rogers tells me it was frustrating to sit in a courtroom while his son is still missing.
It is extremely frustrating that I have to come here to support somebody, which I don't mind coming to support somebody that's supporting my goal of finding my son. But the fact that I have to come here because four people, want to put restraining order against somebody who's just trying to find my son, and yet Sebastian is supposed to be her son as well.
Seth added that he believes Andra is only exercising her First Amendment right and has not done anything illegal. I also spoke with Sebastian's stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, who says he has no comment at this time. In Gallatin, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2. I also spoke with Sebastian's stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, who says he has no comment. He has no comment. He has no comment.
There are evil people who snatch kids away from the one place on earth that they should be completely safe, their own beds.
Residents in this area are acting vigilance. Review your surveillance cameras and contact police if you observe anything suspicious. If you see this individual, call 911 immediately.
6 days and still no sign of Sebastian Rogers. Thousands of miles this week looking for him.
February, but was gone by morning. And when I say gone, I mean gone. No notes, no leads. Sebastian's clothes, even his shoes, were still there.
I was listening to a statement of one of Mr. Proudfoot's wives. I believe there have been 5. I'm not judging. I don't care who marries who or doesn't marry who. But this particular one named Nina stated that they had 2 children. One she had from a prior relationship, the second she had with him, and that the daughter had braces and hit the daughter in the mouth and busted her mouth. Guys, remember, Mr. Proudfoot nor the mother have been named a suspect or a POI in this case.
Those are kids who were tucked in, tight. 1 minute, gone the next.
You know, we profile missing children all the time, every night. So my question right now is anyone still searching for Sebastian?
Always, though, the people who love them keep hoping. And when the headlines fade, the rest of the world moves on.
Just been a lot of search and rescue all over the planet.
That reward has doubled to 100,000, thanks to America's most famous bounty
before eventually scaling back. Well, Dwayne Chapman, better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, tells News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry his team
Celebrity bounty hunter Dwayne Chapman, known as Dog, has stepped in to help Seth.
This is one of the most horrendous cases of missing children that we've ever worked on.
But Dog says he wants to find anyone responsible for Sebastian's disappearance.
Listen, I'm gonna hunt these people down. The bottom line is, if you hurt a child like this, you've got a problem. That is the main motivation for me to be hunting who did this.
He's 15. Sebastian has autism, which does not make the search or the investigation any easier.
Dog and his team created a new missing persons flyer for Sebastian Rogers. In it, they explain how they're working independently from law enforcement, reevaluating the information collected, and following up on new leads. They also say they've added $50,000 more to the reward, making a total of $100,000.
I think the boy is still alive. I think this little boy was stashed somewhere because custody was just very soon, very soon, Mr. Rogers was going to get custody of his son. And I think there's so much jealousy. Rich, that's a lie, but you can't hide who did it. Well, you know the old saying, if I can't have him, nobody will have him. I think that's exactly what we're seeing here, is a domestic squabble over a child.
Sometimes these kids make it home again.
We've got people that are out here in the social media world that, throw daggers at everybody that's helping me find Sebastian. And we've even had him go to jail.
I know that he had nothing to do with it.
Was arrested. The missing teen's mother earned an order of protection after claiming she was being falsely accused by
I don't break the law, but I will bend it till its fracturing point.
So we are on day 198 of the search for Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian vanished on February 26th. And it makes us wonder, are they searching for Sebastian or a way out, right? Because who is sending death threats. It's very rare that help is turned away, but it's understood in this case, right? For some reasons. And we're going to go over those reasons, to be fair. A great majority, so not all, but a great majority have gotten involved with good intentions, but as the case went on, and as the rumor mill started to turn heavily, they lost track of why they got in the story. The story started with Sebastian Rogers allegedly being tucked in on February 25th and vanishing overnight. That is what the story was back in February. But it quickly turned into a he did it, she did it, he did it within, right? It wasn't a long time. It wasn't any reasonable time. It was passing judgment immediately instead of waiting for officials to say something. So 7 months in, nothing changes, right? Sebastian still isn't home. The drama still continues. And every time somebody comes in to assist, they are grifters, right? That's what they're labeled. It's funny. So you have a case that is on a highway going 150 miles an hour to being cold. So the case going 150 miles an hour on the highway by itself gets pulled over. Unfortunately, the guy that pulls the case over, his name is Dog the Bounty Hunter. At the end of the day, hearsay is what this entire case, right? There have been minimal details because there haven't been many updates from TBI or local authorities, and that's not to say they're not working. There have been minimal updates. There haven't been any updates that are worth reporting in their eyes. So when we finally get solid answers, right, and we confirm something. It's funny when people say you're 7 months late, bud. This we knew 5 months ago. No, you didn't know anything, and you still don't. So stop saying you knew. You didn't know. But again, you're getting your stories from people with a dog in the fight. So yeah, you knew, but it wasn't confirmed. I'm not going to believe a word out of any mouths that have a dog in the fight, especially when the mouth that has been spewing hasn't been truthful. So as the days go on, the threats are just getting crazier and crazier, right? As we get closer, not to Sebastian, I'm not going to say that, but as we chase down leads that others were afraid of, and now I understand why, but as Dog chases down leads, it turns into an interesting series of unfortunate events. Leads are getting chased in an effort to find Sebastian Rogers, right? He's 15, he has autism, he vanished overnight. Simple as that. Whether or not they took a polygraph, which they did, but at the end of the day, Sebastian is not home, right? He's not there. They're not compelled to speak, they're not. But when they do speak, they should be truthful instead of giving information and then hoping nobody checks up on it. Sebastian Rogers went missing. He vanished overnight, February 25th into the 26th. We are on the hunt for answers. And there are even more ridiculous, outlandish threats. And I say outlandish because you guys, whoever the people behind these little keyboards are on your phones or however you do it, you're literally no better than the Jake Pattersons of the world, the Chris Wattses of the world, the monsters, the Rex Heuermans of the world, because you guys are threatening to kill people that are helping find Sebastian. Weird. Let me feed into it for a second. Let's say we were doing a circus. You're still threatening to kill. Makes you no different than a killer. It's so crazy, guys. Anyway, again, the goal is to find Sebastian Rogers. And anybody that gets a death threat or threatened, send it to us because we'd love to send it to the FBI to investigate who is igniting this war that is now turned into death threats and very serious repercussions. Those words are not taken lightly anywhere. Crazy kind of words to be using in a missing teen's case. Do you really think they're not going to circle back to the idiots who made these threats? The case is about Sebastian Rogers, Team Sebastian, and that's the only team that matters. I'm going to start encouraging you guys. I'm going to put out links on X, Facebook, and YouTube for green lights. And I say that because we want to light America up in the coming weeks, maybe a month. Hopefully we have the momentum going where we can light America up in green for Sebastian. There was a time here in Pennsylvania where a young boy in Broomall, Benny, passed away, and the community, more than just the community, it became a a very large scale, kind of a sign of unity, where by all of the windowsills and the lamps outside of homes and stuff, they were lit up in blue for Benny. And that's what we want to do for Sebastian. We want to light up America in green and let Tennessee know we are not going away, that America is watching. All eyes are slowly starting to turn toward Tennessee, and they are not going to be closed again. And when it comes down to it, again, guys, it's about unity. We're looking for a missing teenage boy, and you have to do your part. And if you're far away, the way you can show that unity is we get these towns to light up in green, because before you know it, news helicopters are flying over towns at night and they see an entire town lit up in green. They're going to investigate where that came from. And now you've got cities that knew nothing about Sebastian telling people that neighborhoods are lit up for a missing teenage boy with autism from Tennessee. His name is Sebastian Rogers. He went missing February 25th into the 26th, and he hasn't been seen since. There have been little details that have come out from either side, and the details that have come out have been questionable, have been debunked, or yet to be verified. And that's what we're here for. We're working on trying to verify as much of what was said. Once you say something publicly, it's fair game to verify it, because we're dealing with a missing teenage boy. It's never a good time to lie when somebody is missing. It's never a good time to make up stories when somebody is missing. This is a missing teenage boy. If we were to give into the bullying, we're basically abandoning him and leaving him alone with others that have been scared to get involved or stay involved. People that are coming back with good intent. They don't want to be involved in a cancel culture, and that's kind of what has taken over this case, cancel culture. Until now, it's just done. The drama's over. We're here for Team Sebastian, and that's it. If you don't like it, there are a ton of TikTok channels where they are probably covering Harry Potter, and you can have fun with them because they like to cover BS, they like to cover drama, they love Jerry Springer. I mean, literally, I guess that's their platform, but it's just not us. We're in it to find Sebastian. When we were in it for Zimmerman, we were in it to find Zimmerman, and we did. When we were in it for Cavalcante, we stayed in it until Cavalcante was caught, and he was. We don't go anywhere. Bibb County 4. And these are just, the reason there are so few is because we don't go anywhere. If Sebastian takes 2 years of our time, guess what? That means that the only case that we did in the past 2 years was Sebastian Rogers, and we're fine with that as long as the case is solved, as long as answers are brought home, as long as Sebastian is brought home, and if he isn't, as long as somebody, anybody that is responsible is brought to justice. Again, guys, stay safe, stay vigilant. I'm going to put links up for green lights. Let's light America up in green by November. Let's try to get all 50 states. We're going to do this. America, it's time to light it up.